He wasn't the flashiest. He didn't crave the spotlight. But for over a decade, one man carried the hopes of a city and the pride of a nation. From the heart of Slovakia to the soul of Naples, Marek Hamsik chose loyalty over fame, passion over profit. This is not just a football story. It's the journey of a boy who became a legend by never leaving. At the end of summer 1987, in the city of Banska Bystrica, Slovakia, Marek Hamsik was born. Before he turned 6, the young boy had already lived through pivotal moments in his country's history. From the Velvet Revolution of 1989 to the peaceful split of Czechoslovakia in 1993, which led to the formation of two independent nations, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. That carefree little boy would grow up in a fledgling democracy, still finding its footing. Though Banska Bystrica was known for its mining industry, Hamsik's heart belonged to football. He stood out early, joining a local youth team called Jupice Podlavice. His talent quickly caught the eye of Slovan Bratislava, Slovakia's most decorated club, renowned for its youth development program. At the age of 15, Hamsik made the bold decision to travel 200 kilometers to chase his dream. His stint in the capital lasted only 2 years. Despite making just 6 appearances, it was enough to attract attention from Brescia, a modest club from northern Italy who paid $500,000 to bring him to Serie A. For Slovan Bratislava, struggling financially at the time, it was an offer too good to refuse. In Hamsik's debut season, Brescia was relegated. But that setback would become the foundation for something greater. From being a rookie barely getting minutes, he gradually secured a starting spot and racked up nearly 1,500 minutes over 2 seasons, an invaluable experience for any young player. Despite the club's ongoing battles at the bottom of the table, Hamsik kept growing. He began adapting to Italian football and evolving into a well-rounded midfielder. By the end of his first full season, he had reached double figures in goals, a clear sign of his influence when given the opportunity. People began to take notice, partly because of his talent, but also his signature low socks, reminiscent of Francesco Totti. At 183 meters tall, with a distinctive spiky haircut, Hamsik was hard to miss. In what was widely considered the toughest Serie B season since the Calciopoli scandal, he was one of its few bright spots. That year, he scored 11 goals, including one under the floodlights at Stadio San Paolo. Though it was merely a consolation goal, it caught the attention of Napoli fans and head coach Edoardo Reja. At the time, Napoli had just returned to Serie A and were determined to stay up. They made a big move, investing $5.5 million to bring the Slovakian youngster in, Aurelio De Laurentiis. The film producer who had saved the club from bankruptcy in 2004 and now served as president, placed a huge bet on Hamsik, promising fans that this unknown kid was a hidden gem. And in his debut match, Hamsik found the back of the net. The year 2007 would prove to be a turning point. Playing in a 3-5-2 formation as a deep-lying central midfielder, Hamsik often made deadly off-the-ball runs into the box. While some thought he was just lucky, in reality, it was a predator's instinct honed over years of training. By the end of that season, he was Napoli's top scorer with 9 goals. In a squad lacking star power, Hamsik shone the brightest. Coming from Eastern Europe, he was soon compared to his childhood idol, Pavel Nedved. The following season saw Napoli slump to 12th place. But through the dark times, Hamsik's spirit never wavered. With his emotional celebrations, leaping over the advertising boards to embrace the crowd, he truly became a symbol of the club. As Napoli fell deeper into crisis, the board took action. They appointed Walter Mazzari as manager and signed in-form striker Fabio Quagliarella. Together, the two Serie A veterans helped get the team back on track. With a reliable forward up top, Napoli's system became more cohesive, and Hamsik found both a partner and a purpose. Still, no one could replace him in the hearts of the fans. At just 21 years old, Hamsik did it all. He took corners, penalties, dropped deep to start plays, and scored crucial goals. For 3 consecutive seasons, he was Napoli's most consistent scorer, helping the club climb the table and return to European competition for the first time since 1994. Joy kept doubling for Marek Hamsik. After scoring twice in the World Cup qualifiers, he was handed the captain's armband and led Slovakia to their first-ever World Cup appearance in South Africa. After a draw in the opening match and a loss in the second, their final group stage clash turned into a do-or-die showdown against none other than the reigning world champions. But in Johannesburg, the underdogs stunned the world by defeating Italy in a 5-goal thriller, booking their ticket to the knockout stage. Though that's where their journey ended, the nation rejoiced. Hamsik wasn't just the team's heartbeat. He was the face of Slovakia's golden generation. Everything changed at Napoli when Edinson Cavani arrived from Palermo. Before that, Hamsik had been the club's top scorer, netting 9, 10, sometimes 12 goals a season. But now, alongside Ezequiel Lavezzi and Cavani, he formed one of the deadliest trios in Europe. Lavezzi the creator, Cavani the finisher, and Hamsik, he did both. From thunderous strikes to clever through balls, he was a constant threat. While his name didn't echo as loudly as Mesut Ozil or David Silva, Hamsik was one of Serie A's most efficient attacking midfielders. In 2012, he had his moment. Napoli faced Juventus in the Coppa Italia final. Lavezzi drew the foul, Cavani converted the penalty, and Hamsik delivered the knockout blow. Napoli lifted a trophy for the first time in 22 years. It was the spark that reignited the dream of a Scudetto. Under coach Walter Mazzarri, with Hamsik, Cavani and Lavezzi, Napoli pushed closer than ever to the summit of Italian football. But piece by piece, that dream team was dismantled. After 3 explosive seasons, Cavani left for PSG in a $65 million move. Lavezzi followed, then Mazzarri departed. It seemed inevitable that Hamsik would leave too, but he didn't. He stayed. He signed a new 5-year deal. He chose Napoli. Then came the surprise. President Aurelio De Laurentiis appointed Rafa Benitez as head coach. Despite past glories with Liverpool, Benitez arrived amid skepticism, yet he was backed with a hefty budget, and Gonzalo Higuain was signed to replace Cavani. Hamsik started brightly, but in December, a foot injury sidelined him for 2 months. When he returned, Paulo Cannavaro had left, and Hamsik was made captain. Still, Benitez didn't see him as a key figure. He was subbed off early, sometimes benched altogether. Napoli won another Coppa Italia, but the locker room had lost its soul. Benitez's rigid, possession-heavy tactics drained Hamsik's creativity. His spark dimmed. At the end of the season, Benitez was gone. A new chapter began with Maurizio Sarri, a local Neapolitan who had never coached a top club, but impressed with Empoli. Sarri believed in attacking football in passion. Sarri saw Hamsik not just as a playmaker, but as the heartbeat. He moved him deeper into midfield, into a regista role, dictating tempo, linking defense to attack, and controlling the flow. He wasn't scoring like before, but his impact was greater than ever. Under Sarri, Napoli played breathtaking football. Sarri ball, they called it. High-speed tiki-taka, mesmerizing to watch. With Hamsik, Jorginho and Allen in midfield, and Callejon, Insigne and Higuain up front, Napoli dazzled. Hamsik didn't need to score. He was the soul of the team, the one who held everything together, who inspired and led. Napoli weren't just good, they were beautiful. And for the people of Naples, the Scudetto dream felt closer than ever. At Euro 2016, Hamsik led Slovakia as captain, guiding them past the group stage and scoring a wonder goal against Russia. Though they fell to Germany in the round of 16, they returned home as heroes. Back in Naples, expectations soared. The squad was humming, the tactics were clicking, and everything pointed toward the Scudetto. But history repeated itself. Juventus activated Higuain's $90 million release clause. The city erupted in fury. Just as Napoli reached the brink, their star striker was snatched away. Still, Napoli didn't collapse. Under Sarri, they kept fighting, pressing high, attacking relentlessly. And Hamsik? He remained irreplaceable. He wasn't the top scorer anymore, but he was the conductor, the heartbeat, the spiritual and tactical leader. Napoli finished runners-up, but in the eyes of their fans, they were the real champions. After Sarri's departure, Carlo Ancelotti took the reins. The veteran coach kept the system mostly intact, giving Hamsik, now over 30, a more balanced schedule to preserve his fitness. Hamsik continued in a deeper role, orchestrating play with fewer sprints but the same influence. Everything was steady until December, when a thigh injury sidelined him. Around the same time, talks with clubs in China intensified. In February, he played his final match at São Paulo. 2 weeks later, he left Napoli for Dalian Professional in the Chinese Super League. The city felt empty. A piece of its soul was gone. After 11 years, Hamsik had become irreplaceable, a symbol. In China, he remained captain and played well, but the league didn't offer the competitive fire he craved. He didn't want to fade out quietly. After a few seasons, he returned to Europe, joining IFK Göteborg in Sweden with 1 goal to earn a spot at Euro 2020. He scored just once, but it was a stunning strike, voted goal of the season. At Euro 2020, he once again wore the armband for Slovakia. Though they exited early, it was a fitting farewell to his international career. He later moved to Turkey, joining Trabzonspor, playing 65 matches over 2 seasons and leaving his mark. In 2003, he officially retired, honored with a farewell match for the national team. But his story wasn't over. He returned as assistant coach during Euro 2024 qualifiers, helping guide Slovakia to the round of 16. Looking at Marek Hamsik, with his mohawk, ankle-high socks, and tattoo-covered arms, you might expect a rebel. But behind the edgy exterior was a model professional, disciplined, humble, and kind. Across 2 decades, he received fewer than 40 yellow cards, a staggering stat for a central midfielder. From the moment he arrived in Naples, he won hearts with his loyalty, dedication, and quiet leadership. He never betrayed the club, never asked to leave. Diego Maradona will always be Napoli's greatest icon. That's unquestionable. But like Maradona, Hamsik is revered in Naples as a saint. He turned down Liverpool, turned down Juventus. He rejected glory to stay true to his love. For Hamsik, being loved by an entire city, that was the greatest trophy of all.